There's so many options.
My mind did shift and went back and forth.
I'm killing this right now.
Definitely think that it's cool we could do.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the first thing to go, the first thing to go in marriage is the physical.
Welcome back to another episode of Mind Shift. I'm back with the boys. I got Keely D, Luke Grangridge, and Coach A. And I wanted to ask for the topic today. Of course, I had to bring the boys in, so I had to ask. Do you guys think that chivalry is simping? Let me know.
All right, am I going first?
Go ahead, Keely D, but break the ice.
Okay, all right. So do I think chivalry is simping? I would say unequivocally no. And this is the reason why. I think that now I'm a little older, so I don't know exactly what simping is, but my terminology of it is a person who's like a sucker. You know, back when we were in high school, we were dating, and it was, man, you a sucker for her. You know, that was like, he used to be like, man, you a sucker. Don't be no lollipop. Man, you a sucker. So I think there is something to being a gentleman. Mm-hmm. I think unfortunately a lot of young men, well, I can't say like a lot of young men don't know how to be gentlemen because I think we didn't teach them, the next generation behind us. You know, we were the ones calling people suckers if they open the door for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think. So I think if you know, I know. So my short answer, before I go too long, my short answer is I think no, you're not a simp if you are chivalrous.
I think I'm probably going to go along the same lines, but the difference to me is motive, right? Motive is what makes you a simp. Motive is what makes you chivalrous. So if you're being chivalrous and that's just who you are, it's what you do, then I think, yeah, that's just what you do. And it doesn't matter who the recipient is, it's just what you do. You know, and you could be the same way with a male friend as well. You know what I mean? Like you might be the one that's constantly giving, and that male friend isn't giving back, but that's just who you are and what you're doing. Definitely in the same with a female. You know, from the female aspect, if you're dating and you open doors, you open car doors, you pick up the bill, you do those things, even if it's not reciprocated. You know, it's not a black eye. It's not a mark on you if you do those things, and that's like I said, that it's not reciprocated. However, if your motive though is to hit the skins, and this is not who you usually are, and you're doing this just so you can get in there, and that makes you a simp. That makes you a simp. You're simping because, you know, it's a ill motive. It's not who you are. It's not what you do. You're doing it just to get a certain result. So that would make you a simp, because obviously if you're not getting a return on your investment, what would you call that? You're not getting a return on your investment, what would you call that? So yeah, simping does take place. But I agree with you. I mean, if you're a chivalrous person, how you play is how you practice, right? So we never taught the younger generation, or maybe we are now. I'm getting better at that, but you know, you want to teach the younger generation to be chivalrous, right? To be selfless. Period. You know, you don't want to be raising up selfish people. So, or selfish men, and same thing, selfish women. So, or young men and young women. So, yeah, that's my take on it. It's based on motive. It's based on motive.
So, I'm looking up this definition of chivalry right now, right? Because we're talking about simping and chivalry. And so, it says chivalry is the medieval knightly system with its religious and moral social code.
I'm talking about.
So, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything that we're talking about
I'm a knight.
right now.
I'm a knight. I'll be in there. I'm slaying dragons. I'm just saying.
So in simp, of course, is short for the word simple. Simple, right? And really, and by definition, it says a silly or a foolish person. So if you're silly and foolish for somebody that is not reciprocating their feelings towards you, then yeah, you would be a simp. So my whole thoughts are, if you know that you're working at Burger King or Taco Bell, and you see this gorgeous girl walk in, and you're like, oh my God, she just makes your heart beat, and you're over here like trying to give her the whole meal when she only asked for like a soda or something like that.
right. Yeah.
And you're paying for it, and you're doing all this stuff, and she's just like, okay, bye, right? Like really, you know you're simping. Those are some. If you know that you go out and buy a Mercedes or a BMW or something to try to impress some girl that doesn't even know you exist, you're simping.
Right? You took it another level with that.
If you if you're going to go buy your gold chain and go, hey, let's be honest with you. Hey, what they say on Coming to it ain't got nothing to do with your hair. It ain't got nothing to do with your pocket, right?
Right.
It got everything to do with who you are as a man, right?
Right.
So the thing is, if you over here still, and I know some people like Jordans. They like Jordans for Jordan's sake. But some of them is like you want to look fresh because some girl.
Oh yeah, I think all
Right?
that.
But here's the deal. Now, don't know how the kids are doing it today, but I think all of us in this round table has at least seen some ugly dude that did not have Jordans, did not have the latest with a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a bad one. So how did this guy that didn't have Jordans, that didn't have the flyest clothes, get the bad one, the one that you want? Right? So here's the deal. You don't have to you don't have to necessarily I don't think that chivalry and simping are synonymous. I think that when you decide to become a man, like Newt Gingrich was saying, when you want to become a man and you want to say, it's time to have a family, it's time to put the BS aside. Yeah, you need to be chivalrous. You need to be protecting that woman. You need to be protecting that your wife or the person that you're in a partnership with. But if you're just going stretching yourself out for somebody that doesn't even know you, I'm like, bruh, you super simping right now. You know what I'm saying? You super simping. And the funny thing is, now here's the curveball I wanted to throw y'all, right? So black communities use simping. I mean, not saying that every community doesn't use it, but we use it as of course, like a derogatory term. Like, man, you simping, man, you a sucker, man. You a sucker. You a captain.
Yeah.
You a captain, right?
Captain.
We take simple chivalry as simping.
Right.
Right.
But watch this.
Right.
But does that work with other cultures? Because we see other cultures simping, but they like, yo, I'm getting my wife. I'm head over heels for this woman. I will give her the world. I'll give her diamonds and pearls, whatever she wants.
Right.
And
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that.
so what's up with that? Is it still simping? Is it a cultural thing? Is it a black cultural thing? Or is it still simping across the board?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a good question.
But you didn't say it's simping chivalrous though.
No, so my answer is no, they're not synonymous. So no.
Oh, so no, I got you.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I don't think it's synonymous. Chivalry is not simping. I think it gets to that point, kind of like what Coach A says, when you're starting to get to that simping realm, is when you're just doing way and above to try and impress, right? Your significant other or spouse or girl you're trying to date. You should never have to impress somebody that likes you, because they should like you back just as much as you like them. So if you're liking them and they're not reciprocating that same feeling to you, but you're still like, I'm gonna make it like me though. I'm gonna go ahead and get these. I'm gonna go ahead and buy these Birkin bags, or I'm gonna get you these red bottoms, these bloody shoes, these heels. You know what I'm saying? You want to get the Cardi B's. You know what I'm saying? You want to get her all these things because you're like, oh, she's everything I ever wanted. But she's like, okay, oh, that's fine. Or she doesn't really give you that type of feelings or that reciprocated actions back to you that you're giving her. That's when you're starting to get to that simping. But then it kind of goes back to the second question that Coach A said, because now, is it a community type of thing? Because I look at it from, me in the modern day dating realm. I be feeling like some girls don't be liking chivalrous guys. I feel like a lot of them be like, they say it all the time. Oh yeah, I want somebody to open the doors and they gonna pay for my meals and he's gonna protect me and he's gonna make me feel all safe and sound. But then when I'm seeing those same girls with the guys that they be trying to date or they want to be with, I'm like, but those guys don't match what you just said.
It's
So
they got that big energy.
yeah, exactly. It's like it's not giving big energy when it's chivalrous. So now that's what I'm questioning. Where it comes down to is like, well, with chivalry, is useful. I still think it's as a gentleman,
Is it even gonna
you
be
should do
received?
it. But is it
If
right?
you are chivalrous.
Right. If you are chivalrous, is it going to be received? Is it going to be accepted? And is it going to be understood and respected that you're doing that? Because girls be out here saying this, that, and the other, but then they be like, but I'm still throwing this back for the dude that's out here gang banging on the block, and he got about 4 baby mamas.
So let me chime in on that real quick, because I think there's levels to it. Right. So if you're gonna be chivalrous, if you're gonna be a man, and you got one of the things that we don't really discuss in men groups is expectations as a man, one, and then your expectations for a woman, right? So if you're gonna be chivalrous and she's like, she want to be with a block boy, that's fine. But if she's sitting there with you, you gotta have your expectations, and she's acting silly and acting crazy. If she herself is a simp, which was my next question, can a woman be a simp? Then you have your expectations, and you say, you know what, I don't get down like that, and you got to be okay, no matter if she got, big breasts, big booty, all that don't matter. Somebody, I heard somebody say, I think it was Anthony O'Neill. He was saying that one of his mentors told him, he said, you can't chase the cat. As a man, you're supposed to be chasing character, and then you'll get the right cat.
That's true.
I think what you said is deep, because I was thinking about this when A-Rock was talking. It was to me is it's well, you're talking about standards.
Yeah.
So I think to me is, and women aren't gonna like this, and I do apologize, but I've gotten to a couple of discussions with different women, and my argument to them always is, well, a man is gonna do what you either want to allow us to do, or what you're saying you like. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because why do we dress up? Well, we want to attract. Why do you peacock? Why do you put the nice clothes on? Because you want the compliments. Right. You want to smell good. You want to attract the woman that you're interested in. You want to set yourself apart from other men. I think chivalry used to be the reason why people did it. You said the knight is special. The guy who is chivalrous is special. He is the one who will go fight the dragon. He'll go fight the battle. He'll make you feel safe when you're with him, which is, I think, it's so interesting that you said that you gave the definition, which I think is really good, because when you're a chivalrous man, you are a courageous man.
Yeah.
You're the one. The reason why you open the door is because if you think about how it used to be, it's because if there's dangers there,
You're the first one to take it.
right. You're gonna see it. Not necessarily because you open the door for her, but you're gonna open the door to make sure it's okay for her to go through. You're opening the door and allow her to walk through. Now you can say, well, flip it around. Well, the guy walked through first and he'll get it. Yes, but the reality is you're saying, I'm opening the door, make sure it's safe, and now I'm taking care of you. Mm-hmm. I'm giving. Same thing is the chivalrous part is, I'm gonna give you the first meal at the best of the food. The best of the. I heard I had this one dude I talked to. He this is several years ago. He had a bigger closet than his lady, and I was like, well, why do you have so many doggone clothes? And her clothes are so small. He's like, well, I gotta look good. Well, she's there. Mm-hmm. Who you looking good for? You know what I'm saying? Now again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with a man looking nice. That's not what I'm talking about. But there's something to the standard of a man, of the way an African American man should be, and I think the reason why this rise of chivalry dying is because women are accepting it. You talked about, she's throwing it back for the thug, but think about this: is why does she want the thug? Well, the thug got respect. The thug, he may or may not. I don't know if he has weapons or not, but he he has a sense of toughness. You know, protection. And that's, if you think about it, that's what most women, they won't ever say. And I apologize if you're a woman and you're a feminist, you're going to tell me that I'm a sexist. To the core, most women want to be safe.
Yep.
Men want to be respected. Women want love. Men want respect.
Yep.
And where that knighthood comes in, that chivalry comes in, the first thing, if you disrespect a dude, back in the day, they slap somebody.
Got to die.
They slap the guy with you dying. Like somebody's gonna have to. You saw one of my favorite movies when I was a kid was Karate Kid. Yeah. Karate Kid 2.
Come on. Why don't baby come take it back?
Oh, man, come 자면시나이돼요.
우리 사이.
Hey, man! Daniel-san, are you okay?
You insulted my honor again, and I kill you.
His honor, he was like, I'm gonna kill Ralph Macchio. This cat has, and all he did was break the guy. It was we'll probably show that clip. He broke the little freaking weight because he was cheating people. And he was like, you have dishonored me. He was gonna kill this cat. Like, so men, it's a real big thing for me. And so, but women understand that. They're like, okay, this thug, he has respect. He's, men ain't disrespecting him because they know what will happen. Well, it's shifted to that because what you just said, they don't no longer look at the guy who's slow to speak, and so who's slow to speak and slow to react. Mm-hmm. He's waiting. They think, okay, well, he's waiting because he must be a sucker. No, he's just waiting to see. He's being observant. Right. And I think women, unfortunately, you gotta be mad at me, but I think they set the standard. If women had show high standards, saying I'm not accepting nothing besides your best, then the guys would reach up to it. They'll rise up to that because all the good character dudes, all the guys who have high character are gonna get it. But now it seems like in this culture of money, this social media decade, everything's about what you see and versus actually what's inside of you. So the guy with the money, he now has the protection. He has the bodyguards. He ain't got to fight. He got a guy over here to beat you up. So the woman's like, oh well, he must be the one. Right. But he's looking at he's looking at you like, well, I have a ton of you people. I have a ton of you women over here waiting for me. Right. So I don't need just one. And she's like, well, I'll just get in where I fit in. Right. And I'm like,
that's where the lack of the character comes in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so you do have some sort of power, but you don't use it right. You use it for your own personal gain, if not to even hurt others. So that's one, and then that's one aspect. Feeling safe, of making a woman safe. Is she safe? Emotionally, is she safe? Not just physically, but like financially. Because whatever happens, you end up going to jail or whatever. And now she's out here.
That's right. And
she's stuck out here.
And
it's the same. Hold on, it's the same thing. You got the quick money coming over here, but if somebody's over here being disciplined, what we talked about before, being disciplined in the way that they're building wealth, which one is going to last? So whether I go or not, you're still good. Yeah. If you over here thugging, if I go, then you're out here. But building wealth for your family in a good way, or for your family or for your significant other, then that's something that's gonna last even when I'm not there.
Well, one of the things I was going to just say real quick is that that's something that I found to be really interesting, because I think every man has the desire to protect, but I was introduced to a scenario that I find to be very hilarious, because it's like 1-to-1 in line with one of Kevin Hart's joke, where I think he was like, yeah, if we sitting up and some guy just come and slap you, I'm gonna be like, well, what the heck he slap you for? Right? I mean, if he didn't have any regard for your face, what do you think he gonna do to my face, right? But and that's not necessarily to try to say that Kevin Hart is a punk or any man is a punk, but to have a scenario that is just that, it does have to make you as a man to be like, well, why is he running up on you and just slapping you for just like out of the blue, he's just gonna be like, slap? Right. Like, and so you want me to be chivalrous or be courageous in that moment and be like, oh, I'm about to beat him. But then, as a black man who's been in this country for 400 years, we also have to look at the repercussions. Right.
Right? So it's like, okay, yeah, man, I'm about to go get him. Boom, 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 boom. So let's just say you beat him down. Guess who's going to jail? You. Okay. Let's say you're not as tough as you thought you were. You think you're gonna beat him down. He beats you down. Now instead of going to jail, you're going to the hospital.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And then let's just say if he's old school with the mindset which is, oh, you done hit me. Somebody got to die.
Right. That's that's true.
And those are all consequences for the man.
That's true.
Just want y'all to think about that.
But that gets back into the courage, because it is consequences for the man, and I think when you have a chivalrous man who will just like, hey, on rip, I'm getting up and like I'm just again, but that's also maturity too. Like slapping somebody is the reason to go. There are certain reasons to go. Like you calling your woman out of her name, a reason to go.
Right.
Talking so bad about somebody's mama, a reason to go. Yeah. Somebody smacking your kids. Well, actually, no, some kids need a spanking. Somebody call your kids out name, reason to go. So, obviously, slapping somebody's woman getting slapped. Same thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna probably hop up and beat the dude up. But the question is like, I'm like, why does cat slap you? Maybe he thought he was somebody else. Like,
that's a conversation for ad hoc.
I agree. Right. Afterwards, after you defended it, but that gets back into the point about being chivalrous. It's getting back to the knighthood, and I'm going to keep using that one now because I didn't know that. But it's courage. For instance, using that same logic, like it's about what you just said about a person getting slapped in the middle of the hood. But now the question is, do you walk up to a guy who's a known killer, like I'm a hitman?
Yeah.
You think his lady getting slapped?
Right.
No.
Right.
That guy's like, it could have been like. He a mistake, and you're like, I hate her. That's my ex-wife, and she's with him. Or not even ex-wife, that's my wife, she's with him. He's not walking up and slapping that dude. You know why? Because the hitman's taking him out.
Right.
So the point, I guess, what I'm saying is about where is that knighthood, that being that, I think it's the same thing like, quiet guys are not tough. Like, no, that's not necessarily true.
Right.
I think it takes I think it takes a stronger man to not always speak his mind, not always say his mind. Right. He might speak it when it comes up, but he doesn't always say what he's thinking.
Right.
That's, to me, that's strategy. You don't always gotta know what I'm thinking. I see you for say, but I'm saying, but a person doesn't know. I always need to know what I'm thinking. If I have because I tell you now, you theoretically acknowledge this power. You have power over me because now you know what my next move will be.
Right.
So, but we take that the loudest guy in the room. It used to be the loudest guy in the room was the weakest guy, but now the loudest guy in the room is the strongest guy. Like, that's not how it goes.
Black man.
Did you get shifted? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And for more content, follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
What's up?